So here we go. Today's routine is going to be a little bit more time-based. So you can set up a timer somewhere. Try for 20 or 30 seconds of each of the exercises. There's going to be some squatting, some rowing, stuff like that. So the warm-up is going to kind of reflect kind of what we're going to be doing for our 5 exercises. So we're going to start out on the floor, and Maddie's going to do the regular dive bomber, and I'm going to do the modified one, which is from child's pose forward. So get down. I'm going to get down low, arms extended, and we're just going to roll forward, hold, and then come back. Push the hips back. So it's getting the hips into flexion and then extension, and we get a little bit of a shoulder motion as well, and a little pinch at the back of the blades. There we go. Last one. And then from there, we're just going to go to a kneeling position. I'm going to do the regular one, and Maddie's going to do the modified. So it's called the camel, or just hip extension. So you're kneeling onto the floor, and if you can, you lean yourself back, grab your heels, and then push the hips forward as hard as you can. If you have to, you just lean back and grab the stability ball, pinch it between your feet. You could actually grab it and then come forward and go back. People always feel this really tight in the quads, so it gets the hips extended and the quads lengthened out at the same time. Up, come forward. Good, last one here. Squeeze the glutes. And then we're gonna sit ourselves on the floor and set the feet flat, hands behind, externally rotated. And we're gonna just do a reverse bridge. Lift the hips as high as you can, bring them down, fire them up, back down, and up. So we're looking for a tabletop. We don't want a hammock, you want a tabletop. You want to get up as high as you can, and that's gonna help the hips, thoracic spine, and shoulders. Let's do one more after this. There we go. And then the last one is we're gonna sweep around into a lunge. And so we're gonna tuck our toes under for the back leg, draw the other one forward. You're gonna get really tall, push the back hip forward, the front hip back, so you kind of push them together. You should feel a nice stretch on the posterior leg. Nice and tall, get some isometric contraction in there. Really feel the glutes. We'll trade, leg in front, tuck toes under to get the quads involved a bit, and then push forward. Front hip back, back hip forward, squeeze. All right, there we go. Run through that twice, and you've got your warm-up done. Okay, first one is our squats. You can use a band. That's what Maddie's gonna do to make it a little more difficult. You could do a goblet squat in this one if you wish to, doesn't matter, or just body weight. So I'll just do body weight. So we're gonna sit into our squat position, and you're gonna do this based on time. So you either decide to do 20 seconds for each of these exercise routines with a 30-second break, or you can do 30 seconds with 30 seconds off. So as they say, pick your poison, or pick the good outcome. That's probably better. So here we go. Starting now for 30 seconds, we're gonna go squat and back up. Want to make sure we get full range, so squat down, extension of the hips. Make sure you feel like your ankles are driving forward as you go through it. How's the band feel, Maddie? It's good. Yeah, it makes you work harder. Makes you push your knees out, which is what we want people to do in the squat anyway. There we go. How we doing for time? There we go, good. Okay, so next round is rows. So we're basically, you can grab anything you like. You can do one weight, you can grab 2 weights if you like. You can grab something that has a little bit of weight in the house. Anything, take a Tide, bottle or something. Yeah, so just anything, right? So we have to hinge. We want to make sure we get in that hinge position. You get the weights, pull the shoulder blades back, and then we start to row alternate rows. So it's up one, straight down. So make sure you get full extension or full length on each shoulder, and then pinch it up towards the chest. You should keep breathing. Stay really tight. You should feel like your trunk is just sitting on top of your pelvis. If you've hinged correctly, that's the way it should feel. It should rest right on top of it. So this cycle, again, 20 or 30 seconds, it's the push-up. You can never do enough of them. If your wrists are sore, grab a dumbbell, something like this, to get them into neutral. We'll do a video on mobilizations for the wrist, but I'll use this as an example. And Maddie's just gonna do good old-fashioned push-ups on the floor. Okay, so here we go. It's a timed situation, so you want to get nice and tight. Feel like your head's tucked, your chin's tucked, and here we go. Okay, so this particular circuit is a kettle swing. So again, 20 or 30 seconds of continuous kettlebell swinging. So it's a hinge with a thrust. You want to make sure your ankles go forward as you go back, and then the ankles extend and the hips extend also. So those two pieces extend, the knee kind of follows in between. So it shouldn't hurt your knees when you're doing this, all right? So here we go for time, and we're up. And there we go. So this exercise in this segment is the Turkish Get-up or half Get-up. So this is where we'll start. So I'm just going to basically explain it as Maddie runs through the demo. So basically you're going to lie back on your back, you're going to bend the knee that the weight or the shoe is going to be on. So the side that she's going to balance, this is probably the best way to learn it. So you're going to try to balance a piece of footwear. So you got to keep your arm extended. You got to push everything into the ground. So you got to push your bent foot into the ground, the one that's extended, you got to load it in, you got to push this arm on the opposite side in, and then you're going to roll halfway up. So you're going to push and sit up onto your forearm, and then from there extend all the way up to full arm extension on the bottom side. Then we're going to come back down to the forearm, and then lower the body back with control. Yep, not that easy to do, so let's try. With the time segment, you'll probably only get 3 to 4 Turkish get-ups per side, and excellent. Come back up again, and you can use a shoe, nothing, a weight, a kettlebell that's in its bottom up position. It can be as difficult as you want. Excellent. One more up, and then up you go. Full extension, and then back down. This is a great one. Everybody should be good at this particular movement pattern. All right, good job. Other side. Straight leg. Yeah, you got it. Pushing into the ground, drive up. Good, nice and tall, good. So we come to the side, actually, Jonah and see, so when she comes up, look at how she has lifted and everything is sitting in nice alignment. So there's no rounding of the back. She's got good thoracic extension. Up you go, good, excellent. Good job, give that one a try.